Now, how do you come up with what you're going to make next? Is it? I know you guys have the pilot program. And I've had some of those, in the tap room and stuff, which is always fun. Which, side note, real quickly, one thing I love about 3Sheeps that I don't see at a lot of the other breweries is that when I go to the tap room, I know I'm going to get something that I can't get in the store, which to me is a benefit. Then, because that's the whole point of going. If I'm going to go to your tap room, but I can just go down the street to the store and get it. I mean, it's a nice environment, but I got an hour and a half to drive to get to 3Sheeps, so I need it to be worth the drive up there. So when I'm getting something that I'm never going to be able to get down here, and I know nobody around here is going to get, it makes it a lot more fun. So is it just you're come up with an idea, throw it in the pilot, put it up in the tap room, and see how it goes, or much more planning than I'm making it sound really simple?
It's kind of it's all over the place. I mean, sometimes. For the pilot system, we love keeping that thing turning because, water slides is still our flagship. And as much as, we love making it 2 to 3 days a week, it's always nice to do something else, and the pilot system lets us do that with just kind of reckless abandon, so to say. We want to brew an Oktoberfest. We can brew an Oktoberfest. We want to try something with ghost peppers. There's no harm, if it's not great, we're dumping that sucker. But, if it is, then we'd love to get people's feedback and see what they think. And, it's an easy way for us also to do some kind of more boundary pushing experimentation and, put beers out there that, on the mass scale just wouldn't make sense, but we can make 4 half barrels of it and see what people are going to enjoy. And that really is a lot of our experimentation. Well, for one, I'll say you can't brew something like that. That's always a good motivator, whether using walnuts, like in PTO or, I'm a big fan of peppers. So, ghost peppers, ancho chilies, things like that. I think there's just a way to make them balanced and really tastier. And then we've been playing around a lot, with the hoppy stuff lately. It's a really nice way to, try different hop techniques, different, pH range techniques, things like that to really dial in on the haze craze these days and make something that's not haze for the haze sake, but making sure that the properties of how we are producing it that result in a haze create that mouthfeel and that that it lingers and doesn't just fall out of suspension in 4 or 5 days in the can or bottle. So it's really all over. We have people make requests. We have accounts that come up, and we'll just email us like, "Hey, have you thought about doing this?" And no, but we're gonna do one next week. Thanks for the idea. So we have good and ideas from people as well.
If you see a pilot go real quick, does that get your attention, Grant? If you put something out there and it just flies off the shelf, out the tap.
On a Friday, we're asking, like we said, we're talking to our crew over the tap room and letting them know the details. And on that Monday, we really want feedback, the good, the bad, and the ugly on what people thought. If we turn those 4 half barrels in a weekend, we might be onto something.
Yeah.
And that's how a lot of, most of our, if you've had any of our, kind of hoppier beers, whether it be, Misdirection or Citrus Slice, things like that, those all started in the tap room. And all went through 2 or 3 iterations before we, really were happy with the final result to, do something on a larger scale.
I love that process. It does remind me of like a sort of a culinary thing. Like if you were to go to a restaurant, you have like, well, here's 4 sandwiches we're experimenting. Whichever one sells the most permanently gets added to the menu. If you've ever gone to like a place like that. One that was different that I was a big fan of, Grant. It's not necessarily my favorite kind of beer, but it was just different and I enjoyed it. Was Roll Out the Barrel. I thought that was. I was like, whoa, what am I drinking? This is not like other beers.
I was going to say, here comes Chad. Chad loves Roll Out the Barrel.
Oh, it's one of my favorites from you guys. Absolutely love that beer.
You. I have some of that in the fridge, I think, still.
Yeah. Do you? Which fridge?
None of your business.
It's so different. It's so different. I love the name of it as well, but that's just for us Packers fans. But
right.
No. But yeah.
All right. This conversation just took a turn.
We're going to talk later.
These 2 guys are Bears fans down there in Chicago. So.
I had a feeling. That's all right. Let it go. Yeah.
But that beer, every time I drink it, I just feel like I'm drinking something really, really special because there's nothing else out there that I've ever had that's like that one.
Thanks. I love Belgian yeast, and I mean, Frank, I love, as much as I love using bourbon and rye whiskey barrels, that for us was, I wanted to really do a wine barrel of some sort, just something that, especially when we released that 4 years ago, there weren't a whole lot of wine barrel beers out there, especially produced in Wisconsin that, we want to just kind of give something to people too that they may not be expecting, and try to go outside their comfort zone a bit with then something that will hopefully turn into a favorite. And yeah, that is one of my favorites as well, just because it's so light, it's so different, but we still try to, as simple as it is, because it is just a Belgian Golden Strong Ale. There's a lot going on underneath it, and then the Chardonnay just adds that buttery, oaky character that I agree.
It's smooth. It's easy drinking. I mean, people talk about different seasons of the year, drink different beers. I drink anything, anytime, but that beer, that beer, I feel like it's as good on a summer day as it is sitting by the fire on a winter night. I mean, it's very versatile for me.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah, just actually, it just hit in Wisconsin 2 weeks ago, and I believe Illinois got their shipment last week, so it should be coming up here shortly.